Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. I'm still upstairs. I'm not going to apologise for it, you know the situation. And oops, I will apologise for that though. I'm trying to get myself in a reasonable enough light to bring you today's live video. Now, of course, I haven't yet shown you the new Charlotte Tilbury palette, but I wanted to show you, I wanted to do this eye look. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the eye look first. You can see in the background I've got Amazon Prime on. Been watching some nice television programs. But anyway, I wanted to do a little look with this, and I'm going to do the eye look first, and then I'll put on my foundation afterwards. But I also wanted to give you a little tip for how to apply it, because it is quite a subtle eyeshadow. Hello there, Rachel. Hello. Happy holidays and happy Christmas to all of you too. Happy holidays. So this is the new Queen of Luck by Charlotte Tilbury. Now, I have to admit, I was a little bit underwhelmed by it. I don't think there's anything particularly different about the colour choice, but I do think it's a really good mainstay for just daytime, nighttime. You can zhuzh it up. You know, it's a lovely neutral palette that you can do a lot with. It's versatile. It's versatile, but I wouldn't say that it is the most creative palette that has ever come out, but it is versatile. And I wanted to give you a little tip about applying it. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch you the shades, okay? Now, I've got no makeup on, so I'm going to do it in reverse. I'm going to do the eye look first using this palette, and then I'll put on my foundation and everything afterwards, because I've got the same foundation up here, and you've seen it all before, okay? So these are the, is she calling them Prime Enhance Smoke and Pop? Yes, she is. But this is not her old pop shade. This is like any other shade now. It isn't the pop shade that you have to go in with your fingers, and it's got the emollients. So I'm just going to zoom in so that you can see what they look like. If you haven't bought this, it's called the Queen of Luck, and that's what it looks like. Okay? So now what I would say is a really good tip for this. I'm going to swatch them next. So let me just swatch them. So we've got the Prime. I'll show you on my finger first, and then I'll swatch it on my hand. There we go. Then Enhance. Then Smoke. And I know that my sister's watching at the moment. And Lucy and I both got this palette together, because if you bought two, you got quite a bit of money off. So although it's here, my sister's going to be picking up this palette soon. So as you can see, it's a lovely, they're lovely colours, and you've got a matte shadow in there, which is always good to have. But as I said, it didn't make me think there was anything particularly outstanding in it. Hello, Lucy. So that's what the shades look like. But I'm going to give you a little tip. Now, years ago when I started my channel, I was watching a makeup artist talking about how you can use Charlotte Tilbury's Colour Chameleons as a base for her eyeshadows, and it's something that stayed with me ever since. Now, I don't have Charlotte Tilbury's Colour Chameleons up here with me, and as you know, at the moment it's not easy to get around, but what I do have is the Laura Geller ones. And I thought, let's actually use one of these. Now, I bought these at the event at H Beauty, and they had money off these. And they're 3 kind of eyeshadow pencils, very like the Colour Chameleons. They're just by Laura Geller. I'm going to show you, I'm going to swatch these, and I'm also, in doing so, I'm going to show you how I was inspired to do this look, because they're actually very similar in colour story to the Charlotte Tilbury palette. So that's the lightest one, which is called Wild Rose. Very similar colour story. And then we have Bed of Roses, which is the medium shade. I'm just going to put that here. And then the darkest shade, which I think is also a matte shade, which is called Rose Thorn. Okay, a little bit more purpley, but don't forget we're blending these out. I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go for the darkest one, because that is a bit more purple and it's going to disturb the colours, but I'm going to use these top 2 here, and I'm going to use those as a base for my eyeshadow, because that is going to make the eyeshadow zing a little bit more. I think I've confused a lot of people by changing the day and also the time slightly. And probably YouTube's not been great at informing people. Oh, mind you, there's 6 people watching, so hello if you're silent. That's okay too. So I'm going to go in with this medium shade, which is called Bed of Roses, which is this one here. And you can use any of our Colour Chameleons. You could use Pillow Talk, or you could use, because this is a kind of browny pink eyeshadow palette, you could use, she's got a bronzy one, Amber Haze, or, yeah, I would say Amber Haze or Pillow Talk would be good. Right, so I'm going to put this on first. So this is the rose, what's it called? Bed of Roses. So I'm going to put this on as a base. And it is very similar to the Pillow Talk Colour Chameleon. So if you've got the Pillow Talk Colour Chameleon, you could use that instead. It doesn't have to be Laura Mercier. And I'm going to take a little bit under my eyes, although it's got quite a bit of pink in it. So I'm hoping it doesn't make me look extra tired. Hello, John. So I'm going to just do this side now. I was thinking of going for a really creative look using one of my Karla palettes today, but it's quite difficult to do that upstairs and in this light. So I thought I'm going to save some of the more creative looks for when I'm downstairs and back on form. I'm nearly there. I'm building up my strength every day. So that's Bed of Roses. Now, as I say, think of this more as a base for your eyeshadow rather than being part of the look. Okay, and then I'm going to take... Who's got this palette, by the way? Has anyone watching now? Lucy, I know you've got it, but you haven't tried it yet. Anyone else? So, Rachel, have you got the Charlotte Tilbury palette yet? Or are you going to try it? Are you interested, John? Are you going to try it? Are you interested? Right, now, this reminds me, actually, quite a bit of a palette that she bought back many moons ago at Christmas. And it was, in fact, I might do a comparison of it when I get downstairs. But there was a palette that had very much lighter shades with shimmers in it. But this one threw you off. Right, okay. I think a lot of people feel a bit underwhelmed by it. There was one called Legendary Muse. A palette called Legendary Muse, and it reminds me of that. No, this isn't Fire Rose. This is Queen of Luck. This is a new one that she brought out last week that you guys told me about when I did the live. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go in with the prime shade straight away. I'm going to go in with the enhanced shade, which is this one. And I'm going to go over what I've done on my mobile lid. And what you'll see is that by putting on that eyeshadow pencil underneath, it's just going to make it look a bit more, it's going to give it a bit more of a pop. And yes, it's probably going to make it look a bit more pinky. Yes, Legendary Muse. Do you remember Legendary Muse? Hello, Sunshine. It reminds me of Legendary Muse. Except Legendary Muse didn't have a matte shade in it at all, whereas this one does. But it was very similar in that it's got kind of those light, shimmery shades in, and they all kind of blend into one. Sorry, John, I don't have my glasses on. Oh, because you called her Joan. You were thinking it looked like that too. Oh, well, I haven't gone mad then. Now, I'm going to take my finger, even though this isn't one of her original pop shades. I am going to apply this with my finger. And I'm just going to put that in the centre of my lid to give it that pop of colour. Again, today, this is a palette that is going to be very easy to blend. And it is going to look a bit pinker on me because of the Laura Geller eyeshadow pencil I put underneath. Now I'm going to take this smoke shade, which is going to be very good. It's a matte shade, which you can either use as a liner, but I'm actually going to use it in my socket. Depending on how dark your skin is, you can either use it as a liner or you can use it in your socket. You like the palette of pop shades, the quads. So as you can see, that's what it looks like. I'm going to put a little bit. I've got a smudge brush here. I'm going to put a little bit of that matte brown shade underneath as well. And I'm also going to use a little bit as a liner. Now, one thing I will say is that I haven't got any foundation on at the moment. And sometimes when you apply a really bold eyeshadow look, it starts to look a bit ridiculous when you haven't got foundation on. But actually you can see this is one that you could wear if you really want a minimal look with, you know, you don't have to put a lot of foundation, because some of the more colourful palettes, they're great, they're very creative, but they don't look right if you don't have your full foundation on. And this does. Now I'm just using this prime shade to go under my brow, in my socket, not socket, in here, in this little bitty bit here. And then also I'm going to put a little bit of that in the centre. Now I'm going to show you some other things that you can do with this as well. But you can see it's very much kind of the comment of the century. And I wish I could remember who'd said it to me. You thought it was Legendary Muse. I don't think, right, so Sunshine says she's not sure whether to get the quad because she thought it was Legendary Muse. I'm going to do a comparison, but I'm pretty sure it's not Legendary Muse. And the reason that I'm saying that is because I do not remember Legendary Muse having a matte brown in it. They were all shimmer shades. But what I'll do, Emma, is when I go downstairs, I'll dig out my Legendary Muse and I will do a swatch comparison for you, if that's helpful. I think the other ones are pretty similar though, but it didn't have a matte shade in it. So I'm just putting a little bit more of that, the matte shade in the socket. Now it's looking a bit more pinker because of the Laura Geller that I put underneath. Okay? But that is basically the palette. So it's pretty, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's not one that wowed me, I have to say. It's one that you will get a lot of use out of, and it's certainly an everyday palette, but it's not one that wowed me. But what I'm going to show you is some of the things that you can do with this as well. I was going to try out some different looks, and I was experimenting before I came on. One of the things, I'm going to show you this. I'm not sure if I've shown you this yet, but one of the things that I got from Karla Cosmetics is this. It's very like Eyes to Mesmerize, but it's in terms of the formula. It's a gel eyeshadow, and I'm trying not to get it everywhere, but that's what it looks like. It's a multi-chrome eyeshadow. Now what I'm going to do, just to zhuzh this up in a minute, is show you what I mean. How this can actually really zhuzh up an eyeshadow. So let me just show you this, and I'll tell you what the colour is in a minute. Now it's weird, it's now looking magenta, but look, as you turn it, it has all different shades. Can you see the browns and the different colours? Now this is called, let me find you the name, Daydream. Now what with Karla Cosmetics, what she does is she does things in different formulas. So you can get different colours, but in this format where it's a gel format, which is very like the Eyes to Mesmerize format, or you can get the loose pigment, and you can mix the loose pigment with her clear gel and make it up like this, or you could get the pressed powder format. It's a multi-chrome, yeah. Now I'm going to zhuzh this up in a minute. I'm going to zhuzh up this look. rather than just putting on some foundation and finishing it off, I just feel like it's not doing anything to my creative juices, right? And I want to do something more creative, even though I'm upstairs. So I'm improvising this, so bear with me. Oh, thank you for the hearts, everyone. Now, the other multi-chrome that I got from Karla Cosmetics is this one, and this one's called Candlelight. And I'm going to show you this one as well. So you've seen that one. This one is called Candlelight. And again, you can get this as a loose pigment or in the gel format. Look at this. Right, I'm going to show you what this looks like. And again, you've got a multi-chrome. Now, what I was doing before I came on was wondering what the Charlotte Tilbury palette would look like. Let me just put the lid back onto this. Bear with me, guys, because this is not normally my, as you know, it's not my normal setup. So I'm kind of balancing on the edge of the bed here. Can you see, though, how beautiful the multi-chrome is? Are these Christmas presents? No, the Karla Cosmetics, I actually went online and when I was in hospital and ordered them to arrive when I got home. And I thought I'd shown you guys this, but I think I showed you the other ones. So they're kind of gifts to myself to cheer myself up. But as I said last week, I've given up smoking. So I've been able to save quite a bit of money. Right, but what I was going to show you was, it's really weird because as I'm looking at them this side, they look completely different colour as the other way. You're seeing it now as almost a burgundy red, but as I'm looking at this side, it really does look quite bronze and yellow. It's really weird. But I'm going to show you now this Charlotte Tilbury palette and how you can really zhuzh it up. Thank you. I cannot say I've been 100% successful. I'm going to use you as my confessional. I have had one or two, but considering that I was smoking quite a few, like a packet a day beforehand, one or two, less than 5 in the time that I've been home, and it's been 4 weeks. I think I'm doing pretty well. Every now and again, I just get a craving that I have to. But what I've done is, originally they were hidden from me, and then Mick told me where they were. And what I've done is I've left them where they were hidden, and they're downstairs, which means if I want one, I have to go all the way down, and I have to go to this very inaccessible place to get them. So by that time, a lot of the time, I kind of give up because it's too difficult for me to get there. And I've done that deliberately. I will not pull them out and bring them out with me, because that way I will start. Right, now I'm going to just show you. If I'm going to put this pop shade of Charlotte Tilbury's Queen of Luck palette. I'm going to put that on this side here. And then I'm going to put it on this one above. I'm not sure if you can see, but it does wonderful things to other shadows. Now, if I use the pink one, the enhanced shade, and put that over this side, Again, look, it just does wonderful things to it. Oh, it's a great start. I mean, I've almost completely given up, but with the odd one or two. So the odd one or two, I'm not going to beat myself up about. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this candlelight. I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to put this on my lid first. And then I'm going to apply what I've already got on my lid. So let's zhuzh this up with a bit of Karla Cosmetics. So this is candlelight, okay? And you really don't need a lot of this. Now, can you see as I'm turning my eye, it starts to look bluey green and then gold. Sorry guys, it's not the best light to be showing you multichromes. I just feel in the mood to zhuzh this up. Now, the other thing I'm going to do before I apply Charlotte Tilbury's palette over the top again is I'm going to apply the other one in the outer corner because I just feel like this needs zhuzhing up. That's my word for the day is zhuzh. Let's zhuzh it up. I need motivation, and it wasn't creative enough to motivate me. Sorry, Charlotte. It's a lovely everyday palette, but it just wasn't quite enough to get my creative juices flowing. Oh, what am I going to do with this lid? Hold on a minute. No, I'll drop the lid instead. Bear with me a minute while I just search for the lid on the floor. Right. Now, the good thing about the plastic inner bit is that you can actually get enough to put on your eye. Now, I'm going to put this in my socket. This is what I was going to do originally, and then I chickened out of it. And now that you've all joined me, I just thought, no, I definitely want to try this. Let's move a bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to take my smudge brush and take this along. Again, you only need a tiny amount. And my sun is up. I'm doing my live, Jack.
Okay.
How are you? How's your cold?
Well, my voice sounds even worse.
I know. I think you should take some paracetamol, darling.
Yeah, maybe.
It looks like I need to look after you a bit this afternoon for a change. instead of you looking after me. Right, now can you see now how this is really sort of bringing it to life? Now I'm going to put her shadows over the top. I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to take that. Actually, I'm not going to take the brush. I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to put the pop shade over the top. And then where I put the other one, the darker shade, I'm going to put some of this pink enhanced shade. Because it's kind of, this one is a duochrome. I'm hoping that you see, yeah, the difference, right? So that is the one with the Charlotte Tilbury enhanced shade over the top. Can you see? And that is just the Karla one. So it works really well. And also, this formula will make it stay on a lot more. Now we're in business. And then I'm going to take the smudge brush and I'm going to take that pink, the enhanced shade, and just put it over what I've done underneath. So that is the look. Now, do you know what? I'm not going to put lots of foundation and whatever. I'm going to show you. I actually bought from QVC in the sale. I bought some concealer that was on special offer because it was clearance. And I'm going to show you that. And I got it in tan because the Doll 10 concealer that I have is in medium, which comes a little bit light on me. But they only had this in tan. And it's a different formula. This is called the Doll 10 Hydrolux concealer. And it comes with a brush. This brush, which is really good. Excuse me a minute. I'm going to just put this on to kind of tidy up my complexion. See, there's the duo brush that it comes with. And it was something like £19 because, again, they've got this on clearance. And even though this is a tan concealer, it's actually quite light for tan. Look, there it is. So I'm going to show you. It's not, I wouldn't, for my skin tone, I wouldn't say it's going to brighten under my eyes, but it's certainly very similar to my skin tone. So I'm just going to put some of that under my eyes and on my cheek peaks. And I have got the lighter one if I need to brighten up. But this has had some really good reviews. So you don't necessarily have to put foundation on if you put your concealer in the right places. So I'm going to just dot some here. As I say, this isn't going to brighten, but I can go back in, just put it in areas where I just need to correct my skin tone a little bit. And of course, I'm going to need a lipstick. Now, a little bit of brightening concealer. Just to highlight areas of my face. And when I say brightening, I mean what I've done is I've deliberately gone one shade lighter. But it won't look as out of place now because I've got the tan underneath it. So this is the This Covers Everything concealer, but it's in the shade medium. And I'm just going to apply, I'm going to need to get some more of this soon, because I've just been using exclusively Doll 10. I love it so much. So I'm going to put some of that underneath to brighten. And I'm going to use this brush again. And then a little bit. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get some more of this concealer, which tells you how many times do I run out of things, because I get so bored I have to try something else. And yet this Doll 10 is definitely my favourite. And what I'll do is I'll take a little bit into these areas, because the less shadow you have in these nasolabial folds, the younger you look. There we have it. Now, the only thing left now is to put on a lipstick. And of course, it's going to need to be one that I've got within reach of being up here. What do you think of it so far? I could do with the mascara on. I might have to finish some of this off camera and then do a little picture on Instagram. Now, if we look thinking Charlotte Tilbury, I'm thinking what would look perfect with this eye look now is her Pillow Talk Intense. Don't forget though, I've zhuzhed it up with the Karla Cosmetics. Don't forget that, I've zhuzhed it up. So I do like this palette. I like the colour story, but it is very much an everyday palette. Hi, Ali. Feeling unwell, watching your channel always cheers me up. Oh, thank you, Anne. Well, as you probably know, if you've been watching me for a while, I've actually been very unwell and I've been in hospital and I've been in intensive care, which is why I'm actually doing my lives at the moment from my bedroom, because I'm not very mobile at the moment and I've been very, very tired. So I'm glad that I'm cheering somebody else up who's not feeling well. I'm glad that I'm doing for you what I'm doing for myself as well. Right, you said I have things I can jazz with, though. Just have to remember to do it. Yeah. I would definitely also have a look at these formulas from these. I say they're like the Eyes to Mesmerise by Charlotte Tilbury. These Karla Cosmetics shadow potions. And I tell you why, I would say that they're more exciting than the Eyes to Mesmerise in that you've got the multichrome in them. And they're available in a lot of different colours. So I would definitely have a look at these shadow potions on Karla Cosmetic stores, because as I say, I do like the Eyes to Mesmerise by Charlotte Tilbury as well, but these come in some lovely multichromes. Do you remember Charlotte Tilbury did that beautiful peacock shade? And then she discontinued it. That was a multichrome. And then she stopped. You will get that from Karla Cosmetics. There's a couple of them that are like that. Perhaps not exactly the peacock shade, but she's got one called Midnight, which is a beautiful navy blue, but it's a multichrome. And there's another one. I'll have to find it when I'm downstairs and show it you. Or you can get the loose powder and mix it with the clear gel that she sells, and you can make your own. Right, let me find a lipstick. And as I said, it's going to be a lipstick that I have here. And we got the dupe from Asda. Yes, that's right. Wow, yes, Emma. The dupe from Asda. I'd forgotten about that. Yes, I found a dupe in Asda. Right, I'm going to put on one of these Estee Lauder ones. Let's put on... Because I put on the red, didn't I, last week? So let's put on the pink. And I'll put it on with the pink shade, but also the lip gloss over the top. So this one is called, hopefully this is the pink one, Saturn Rain. Yes, Saturn Rain. And then I'm going to use this over the top, which is called Divine Plum. Now that's very pink and perhaps a little bit too pink to go with the eyeshadow look. But that's why I picked out this to go over the top. Because this mutes it, but it also darkens it a bit. So this is a very plummy kind of lip gloss. There we go. I'd still think, actually, if I was downstairs, what I would be reaching for with this look would be Pillow Talk Intense, because I think that would go beautifully with it. But it's nice to have something that you wouldn't immediately reach for as well. So that is the look. Now, what I'm going to do is when I come off, I'm going to find my highlighter. In fact, no, actually, I've got it within reach. Let's do it. Let's do it now. I'm going to put on some Modern Mercury highlighter because I definitely want to put that on. And I have got it within reach. Oh, I know where it is. So hold on a minute. And I'm going to put on a bit of bronzer as well from Victoria Beckham. Let's do the bronzer first. I've got to find myself a brush, but I think I know where to find a reasonably suitable brush for the bronzer. Bear with me. Right, this is the Victoria Beckham bronzer in shade 3. And I have to say, by the way, that I think I've shown you this before. They look a lot lighter in real life as they do on the website. And I thought maybe I'd gone for one that was too light, but it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So this is shade 3, and this is the matte bronzing brick and it's called, the colours are called Sand and Soul. So warm is sand. She's got it back to front on the back. And the other one is called Soul. So this one is the one that you're supposed to contour with. And then this is the one that you're supposed to bronze with. But what I do is I just take it in between the two and then put it on like that. Bit up there. And what's left in the centre of my nose. Now, if you want to contour, you can. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to take the lighter one of the two. Of these and just use it to contour my nose. And then I'm going to take the highlighter that I have in Modern Mercury. I know, do you know what? She's put up her prices a lot. Victoria Beckham has got, I think has gone really, really, I mean, her kajals used to be £22. Last year they were £22 with the sharpener and 20 without. Now you don't get a price difference with or with. You don't get £2 off if you buy it without the sharpener. You just get to pick whether you want one or not. And I'm sorry, but now they went up to 26, and then they've been going up and up and up. It is ridiculous. This is the Modern Mercury, which is definitely my favourite highlighter. And as I said, I've had it before, but I had the Victoria Beckham Estee Lauder one from years ago. This is Estee Lauder, and it's Bronze Goddess. It's the same shade, and it just looks beautiful on. It will just give me that I've got a bit of a glow rather than I've got tons of highlighter on. And I just love it. Look. It's just giving me that glow. I haven't got it that side, see? But that side, as I turn my face, it just gives you that beautiful natural glow. And again, you can use this everywhere you want to use it. Hello, Stacey. Did I get the full ski brush set? No, I've got some of them. My sister got me this when I wasn't well. But no, I didn't get the full ski brush set. I've got about 3 or 4 of them. I've got to, the next thing I must do is show you the things that my sister bought me. I'm going to put a bit of this Modern Mercury in the centre of my eyelids. Have you bought this yet, Stacey? I don't think you're going to regret it. And I'm going to, the last thing I'm going to do, because I don't want to dip my finger back in this once I've done it, is stick some in the centre of my lips. There, I'm not even going to put mascara on today. I think that's enough for now, because I'm resting in bed, and there's nothing worse when you're resting in bed than having mascara on and you just want to rub your eyes. But anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this little look using the Charlotte Tilbury palette, but zhuzhed up quite a bit by Karla Cosmetics. And so this is the Queen of Luck palette, but zhuzhed up by 2 of the Karla Cosmetics Candlelight Opal Shadow Potion, and the other one, which was Daydream Shadow Potion, to kind of give it a zhuzh up. It looks, I've made it look now a little bit more like Vintage Vamp. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to go and rest up again, because tomorrow, no worries, Stacey, tomorrow I've got my scan of my head, so they're going to see whether or not what they've done is enough. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be, and they don't need to go in. So I had basically surgery over a month ago to basically seal up the aneurysm. But when I say surgery, if you're looking and wondering why I've still got all my hair, they actually went in via my groin with a device, and I mean, it's fascinating. I was fast asleep when they did it. They went in into my groin, and they basically put a stent around the aneurysm, and they need to see that as it's been developing, that the tissues around it and there's no further bleeds. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will be okay tomorrow. I can start moving forward in the new year. All right then, take care. I'll see you all soon. Love you all. Mwah.